think in stories. Why does the human brain think in stories?
Every little thing, one by one. The simple answer is that it's energy efficiency.
Hey, you're asking the right girl. Because I'm Rachel, the neuroscientist. I'm here to answer your question. Why human brain think in stories.
The first premise here is that outside of human cognition, and perhaps also some other animals too, stories don't exist.
Stories don't exist.
There's no such thing as a story.
Don't exist. There's no such thing as a story.
The universe exists through a process of randomness. Everything happening all at once. Such chaos and entropy. So the entire concept of a story comes from us.
Chaos.
And the way that we think.
We
We think in stories. You know what? I think.
But why do we think that way?
Why is it that human beings are little meaning-making machines or sense-making machines?
Does this theory make sense?
Does this theory make sense? What is the meaning behind someone else's actions? Is this path worth my time? What is the purpose of your message?
What is the purpose?
Every day,
Every day.
we instinctively ask ourselves these questions. Is this without even being aware of it? Why is it? Why is it?
The simple answer is that it's energy efficiency. It's part of the way our brain is designed to process. If you didn't have that aspect of human cognition, when you go out into the world, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Am I in the movie I Am Legend with Will and his beloved dog Sam? What the hell is going on here? Sam, I Am Legend, and I'd have to process all of that, And another example, if I saw a Boston Dynamics robots walking by, I'm not going to know what to react and process that info. Am I an Ice Baby robot or something? Sorry, I forgot the name. But the movie has such great visual effects. Sorry, I forgot the name.
Ever since I think in stories, I know that. And only that is a person walking their dog. Dogs need daily exercise. Sam need daily excuse to exercise too.
Sam can't stay in the house for too long. Blah.
In fact, so much of human cognition is based on predictions. We gather a little bit of data or memories from what's happening right now. And we fill in the gaps with stored information we've already collected and processed long time ago. And if my imaginary friend, if you're interested in learning more about that prediction model of human cognition, there's another creator with username, the brain scientist, who I will add here.
This scientist who's been making a few videos about that recently are very interesting. Go and watch them. Now. Go and watch them. Nowhere. Now. Noontime. Nowhere.
Why does human think in stories? To learn and communicate with others. I guess.
Stories don't exist.
Stories don't exist.
There's no such thing as a story. The universe exists. Human beings are.
Every little thing, one by one. Every little thing, one by one. The simple answer is that it's energy efficiency. Thinking in stories. And stored information. Sorry, I forgot the name. Now.
Long time ago.
There's no such thing as a story.
Long
time ago.
Machine hallucination, the digital thinking brain. If you ask a large language model if it read a book, it can only guess, inferring the answer based on how much detail it appears to know about it. This is partly why the models hallucinate.
They have knowledge that appears to strongly overlap with the question and feels highly relevant, but it might be mixing up several related things, and it can't know for sure.
It's a bit like our own false memories, Steve. Recall some bits that feel like they fit together right.
Curious, was it GPT-4 or 3.5?
It's chatbot GPT Vision 4, obviously.
It doesn't know its capabilities. So it is a Philip K. Dick novel. So it is a Philip K. Dick novel.
Philip K. Dick.
That's one of the significant differences between Largagan language models and our own brains, which is weighed approximately 1,300 grams. We don't just store knowledge, we also store memories of learning. The way and the struggles we went to acquire the understanding, like GPT-4 or Claude 3 Opus. I use those two every day for complex, advanced programming tasks. I have 40 years experience, and the models keep up with me, and even in some cases surpass. But you have to understand their strengths and weaknesses. They are brains, but not human brains. So they will succeed and fail in ways you wouldn't expect from a human. A Good Sleep from Huberman Lab podcast. Interview with Dr. Matthew Walker by Stanford's neuroscience professor, Mr. Andrew Huberman. He asked, is there any evidence that one's bodily position during sleep or the orientation of the feet relative to the head, the angle elevated upward or downward, has any impact on the pattern of different sleep stages or quality or any other aspects of sleep?
Dr. Matthew answered, there is a reason for it.
And we'll probably come on to this at some point when we speak about different methods for sleep optimization or the new wave of fascinating sleep enhancement tools. It has to do with temperature, we think. We think that for you to be able to fall asleep and stay asleep, we think you have to drop your brain and body temperature by, we think, just a little less than about 1 degree Celsius, or probably 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit.
And that's the reason, by the way, that you will always find it easier to fall asleep in a room that's too cold than it is too hot.
It's because the room that's too cold is at least taking you in the right temperature direction for good sleep.
Whereas the room is too hot will always bring you to the direction of bad sleep and nightmares.
Choose cold over hot. Whenever you need some rest is what I learned from this scientific experiment. Think of it as a digital thinking brain that functions similarly to a personalized, incomplete version of the human earthly mind. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
I repeat.
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Chapter 2. Think in stories. Why does the human brain think in stories? Hey, you're asking the right straight dude, because I am Michael, the male neuroscientist famous on YouTube. I'm here to answer your question. Why human brain? Why does the human brain think in stories? Think in stories.
The first premise here is that outside of human cognition, and perhaps also some other animals too, stories don't exist. There's no such thing as a story. I repeat.
Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
I repeat.
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense?
I repeat. There's no such thing as a story in nature. The solar system, the Milky Way galaxy, the cosmos, and even the rest of the unknownable universe.
The universe exists through a process of randomness. Everything happening all at once. Such chaos and entropy. So the entire concept of a story comes from us and the way that we think. We think in stories. You know what I think?
But why do we think that way?
Why is it that human beings are little meaning-making machines or sense-making machines? Does this theory make sense? What is the meaning behind someone else's actions? Is this path worth my time? What is the purpose of your message? Every day, We instinctively ask ourselves these questions without even being aware of it. Why is it?
The simple answer is that it's energy efficiency. It's part of the way our brain is designed to process. If you didn't have that aspect of human cognition when you go out into the world, you'd have to individually process every single new item or new event by itself. Or new event by itself. Or new event. It would be overwhelming for our brain to process every little thing one by one, thing one by one, thing one by one.
Now we save a lot of energy by thinking in stories, but it's like a little shortcut your neuron use to save time processing new and stored information.
Because actually, what we're doing is taking a little piece of information and filling in the gaps with our existing understanding. Similar to the autocorrect function found in the keyboard of an iPhone, created by the man named Steve, with a job to ruin horizontal video forever. Forever. Filling in the gaps with our existing story if I see someone in the street with a leash and a German Shepherd dog.
If I didn't think in stories, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Am I in the movie I Am Legend? I Am Legend. With Will and his beloved dog Sam.
You know. And I'd have to process all of that.
And another example. If I saw a Boston Dynamics robot walking by, I'm not going to know what to react and process that info. Am I an Ice Baby robot or something? Sorry, I forgot the name, but the movie has such great visual effects.
Ever since I think in stories, I know that, and only that is a person walking their dog. Dogs need daily exercise. Sam need daily excuse to exercise too.
Sam can't stay in the house for too long. Blah, 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 blah.
In fact, so much of human cognition is based on predictions. We gather a little bit of data or memories from what's happening right now, and we fill in the gaps with stored information we've already collected and processed a long time ago.
And if, my imaginary friend, if you're interested in learning more about that prediction model of human cognition, there's another creator with username, the Brain Scientist, who I will add here.
This scientist, who's been making a few videos about that recently, are very interesting. Go and watch them.
Does it make sense?
Noontime. Now, go and watch them. Does it make sense? Go and watch them. Nowhere.
Does it make sense?
Noontime.
Chapter 2.
Does it make sense?
Why does human think in stories?
Does it make sense?
To learn and communicate with others? I guess.
How much ground would a groundhog hog if a groundhog could hog ground?
Pete's paw, Pete poke to the pea patch, PH, T.O. pick a peck of peas for the pure pink pig in the pine hole pied pen.
As I was in Arkansas, I saw a saw that could outsaw any saw I ever saw.
Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke Stuck likes eggs. Luke Stuck likes eggs. Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke Stuck likes eggs. Duck likes lake. Duck likes lake. Like Luke like lake. Luke like lake. Duck look. It's Lucky Luck.
Roberta ran rings around the Roman ruins. Roberta ran rings around the Roman ruins.
7 slick, slimy snakes slowly sliding southward. 7 signs, slick, slimy's nukes, slowly sliding slot machine southward.
6 sleek swans swam swiftly southward.
6 super sleek, supreme swans. Soup swam super swiftly, swiftly southwards. There those 1,000 thinkers were thinking. Where did those other 3 thieves go through?
A fan gets hit by a foul ball about twice every 3 baseball games. Rarely, the same fan gets hit twice in one game.
The odds of one fan getting hit by 2 foul balls during one baseball game are low. So rarely is the best transition.
Usually describes the normal state of things, as opposed to a prior statement. Follow the hoop steps.
7 super sleek supreme swans soup swam super swiftly supply southwards. 6 supreme signs swiftly slick slimy super nukes slowly sliding sleeking slot machine soon ASAP southward.
The hexagonal basalt formations of Fingal's Cave in Scotland have inspired many artists. Video Kenjima included. Indeed, the English rock band Pink Floyd paid homage to them.
Pink Floyd paying homage to the cave emphasizes the point that it inspired many artists. Sir Mantis so San indeed is the best transition for sans serif.
Still presents something that happened, in spite of a prior statement.
Vehicle parts, manufacturing.
Listen carefully. Please listen carefully.
It would appear that he's not coming. He's not home today. This means, as far as one knows, use the word apparently. Simplify the bread. To simplify the bread. It would appear that
Mr. Tongue Twister tried to train his tongue to twist and turn and twit and twat to iron the letter T. TV gravita T he I-E. T he E suitcase pseudo note. Portion at Deus. Steal your own mind. Follow the hoop step carefully.
남자가 배경에 앉아 있는 동안 여자가 손으로 얼굴을 가리고 있습니다. 장면이 서서히 어두워지면서 두 사람은 격렬한 논쟁을 벌이고 있습니다.
Apparently, Maris goes and does eat oats, and little lambs eat ivy. Maris eat oats and does eat oats, and little lambs eat ivy. Poison ivy.
Apparently, and it would appear that this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. 초점이 맞지 않는 A new day has come. 예쁜 젊은 여성의 얼굴과 풀밭에 데이지를 클로즈 업. 그녀는 은은한 꽃향기가 공기 중에 춤추는 아름다운 정원의 화려함에 빠져들고 부드러운 바람이 그녀를 어루만진다. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. The invisible quest. If you notice this notice, you will notice that this notice is not worth noticing. Invisible string that worth noticing.
키 큰 풀의 부드러운 바스락거림 속에서 부드러운 속삭임이 울려 퍼집니다. 야, 곰해해. 속삭이는 그림자가 양떼에게 침묵의 주문을 걸어 양떼를 고유한 정적 속에 감싸 안습니다. 양떼의 침묵이 지배합니다.
Welcome and entertain them all, inside and out.
Even if they are corrupt souls who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably.
Clearing you out new light.
Sells thick socks. Seth Rogen and Sainsbury's seldomly sell super thick socks in the same shopping mall. In the same shopping mall.
The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in.
Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Wisdom quote from Rumi Kenzima, Triple U7.
All we need is one night in Dubai. All we need is one night in Dubai.
Like Slake, Dark White Slake, like Word, Live Work Way.
In Dubai. Chapter 4. New Hampshire. Dad identifies as a female Julius Caesar. At school board meeting.
Hello everyone, I am Caesar, Julius Caesar of Rome, the Emperor of Rome.
I am also identified
as a female 6 months ago.
Does anybody here believe that?
Believe that I am really Julius Caesar. Anybody believe that?
Yes. I think he is Julius Caesar himself. Totally convinced me, not gonna lie. Totally
Yes, same dude. Yes, he kind of looks like Caesar from TGE Rise of the Planet Apes To-get-her Strong. Are you certain that he's not To-get-her Strong? Are you certain that he's not?
No, of course not. It's ridiculous.
To-get-her Strong.
Ridiculously ridiculous Chronicles of Riddick Oculus.
I'm not Caesar. I'm not Riddick either.
I probably played, as I identify as a woman as well.
Riddick either.
I'm actually here as a father who loves his children, who loves his country Rome so much.
And I'm here to talk about the duty of the school board, the Department of Education. I'm Riddick.
증권거래소 디지털 숫자가 지나가는 화면, 분주한 아침거리에서 단정하게 차려입은 남녀가 세련되고 목적의식적인 분위기를 풍기며 거리를 거닐고 있습니다.
Your duty is to act in the best interest of the children. It is to teach truth, not lies. Teach facts, not fiction. Teach proper biology, not a social agenda.
As taxpayers, we deserve to have our children taught what we pay for.
Not a social agenda.
Nowhere.
Does that make sense?
Noontime.
Chapter 2.
Why does human think in stories? To learn and communicate with others, I guess.
It's not anyone's social agenda. That, whether it be right or left, it must be about the children.
It's all about
the children.
It's the children in our society that are born into our custody, that what we all love. It's
군인 어머니가 어린 딸을 성족이 주름으로 감싸 안고 기뻐하는 모습은 두 사람의 끊을 수 없는 유대감과 서로에 대한 사랑을 상징합니다.
We have a duty to protect them, to nurture them to their own self-actualization. When they can safely declare whatever sexuality they want to be, and we will love no matter what it be.
When the appropriate time arrives, and their brains are fully mature, it is essential for us to equip them with mentally and physically knowledges,
regardless of which gender they ultimately choose, so that they can understand the significance of that decision and its effects on their future. Their future is our future.
Facilitating gender confusion.
Gender dysphoria has developed mental endurance to the mental and emotional capacities of children, especially elementary school students.
So I'm here as Julius Caesar to call for the suspension of Eddie Murphy and the suspension of Principal Galileo for facilitating gender confusion and gender dysphoria in the McAdlib Elementary School.
I would also like you to resign your seat for facilitating it as well.
끊임없는 역경 속에서도 인내심을 가지고 의미 있는 성장을 성민 야구장 상공에서 공중에서 내려다보기 야구 한 방에를 든 청년 목표를 시선을
And I want you all to know, you're all going to be fast. Now, with respect to the audience, I love that love, and I want to give that love back.
You know what I love? I love my children. I love my Rome country. I love life, liberty, and happiness for all. That's what I love.
And if we can't get on board with that, we ain't gonna have a country. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Mr. Guglielmo, Julian Yusuf Caesar, for your correct comments. Caesar. Thank you. Mr. Guglielmus. Mr. Guglielmus. Julius Caesar. For your correct comments.
Not a social agenda. Understand the significance of that decision. And gender confusion. Understand the significance of that decision. Its effects on their future. Not a social agenda. Understand the significance of that decision. And gender confusion. Understand the significance of that decision. Its effects on their future.
Whereas the room is too hot will always bring you to the direction of bad sleep and nightmares.
Choose cold over hot. Whenever you need some rest is what I learned from this scientific experiment. Think of it as a digital thinking brain that functions similarly to a personalized, incomplete version of the human earthly mind. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
I repeat.
Does it make sense?
Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Does it make sense? Does it make sense?